But the level of control you have as the producer, as the person deciding on what you want to keep or what you don't want. With this, you're still building the track. Even though you're not playing the instruments, you're still building the production.
Yes, guys, welcome to the Sound Mindset Podcast, where we bring you the latest in music production tools and helping you navigate the industry with a mindset for success. And we've got a lot to talk about today, man. We got a lot to catch up on. But before we even get into that, how was your week, man? We got Dr Duce in the building, man. What are we saying?
Oh, man. yes, First Timothy. I've had, since I last saw you, bro, it's been challenging, man. As I've told you, just for the people to know, man, I had a lot of trouble with a dodgy tooth, a bad tooth, and it ended up with an extraction. And, man, I've experienced some level of pain in my life, but I tell you, I can't remember a level of pain to that degree prior to what I experienced last weekend after the extraction. There was an hour where I was in another realm of pain. Okay, it was different, and I tried to analyze it to think what's actually happening here. Why? And I told you anyway that I was thinking to myself, I was groaning in pain, and I was thinking, if I was to cut my arm off, would that hurt any more than this?
You see what I'm saying?
It's
the nerves.
Crazy.
When it comes to the nerves, it's no game.
It's
no game, man. But the fact that but to be fair, when did you do that?
I did that. That came out on Thursday, and we are Tuesday.
Tuesday. So
by Sunday,
not too long. It's not too long. It was quite quick, like good recovery, then, isn't it?
It was good. Yeah. May I just say to the audience, brush your teeth.
Yeah. Stop playing.
Brush your teeth. Don't eat sweets.
And
fizzy drinks. Things that are bad for your teeth. Don't do it. Yeah.
Don't mess around with the teeth.
It leads down a very dark, horrible path with gaps in your mouth.
No, it leads down a very dark hole that ends up in your tooth.
There you go. Rounded up nicely.
It's called a cavity.
There you go. Anyway, so that was I mean, there are other things that we'll touch on, but that was the downside. But on the upside, man, I'm going to come to you about your week. On the upside, I did my very first DJ video, man.
Listen, if you haven't already, you click wherever it is. Yeah, you need to tap into this. I was on that whole DJ set was so good. I showed it to friends and family. They loved it. And listen, you're gonna love it, man. 100%. Everyone's gonna if you're watching right now, you're gonna love it. Tap into that, whether you're doing work, whether you want some good soul music, some old school sound. And you got Dr. Duce himself in the laboratory, man. He's in there. And you got to tap into it. So make sure, I'm going to put the banner up there and the link as well. So, yeah, man. It seems that it's been a good week, though, despite that, despite the wisdom tooth
100%,
extract.
man. For me, it's been rounded off really well, and we're here together. So now, how's your week been, man?
It's been good, man. It's been good. A lot of work, a lot of preparation for the new releases and the new filming. Busy but positive. It's always positive. And again, we're always creating, always in the studio. So I'm just excited. But I've been looking forward to this as well. And I've been looking forward to tapping into the new tech, because I know that we got something that you wanted to show today to do with output.
I just wanted to touch on, for the audience, some guys might be hopping onto this video. Maybe you haven't seen any of our previous content. Just to kind of give you a little heads up, there's a load that you can learn from in our recent videos. We've been focusing primarily on the shift towards AI engines, AI agents in music production. We looked at Suno. We looked at Udio. We looked at what's happening with Splice, and today we're going to be touching on Output.com and their new engine, the Co-Producer, which they sent me, and I've been testing, and Yeah, we're gonna dive into
Yeah, you
that
got to
in
tap
this
in, man.
episode. But also accountability as well. In one of the early episodes during the reboot, we talked about being accountable, and the channel is, we discuss things tech related in terms of music production, but it's also about um, the progress that we want to make, and we want to encourage you guys watching that the journey in this music industry, it's not easy. It's not an easy
Yeah,
journey. You don't just wake up every day and just bang, every day you're on it. No, sometimes it's tough, and that's one of the reasons why we're here, is to give you a bit of encouragement and to maybe help unlock some of the doors for you that might be stumbling blocks that might be in your path, and kind of explain to you how you might be able to navigate
facts.
around those things. So definitely check out our earlier videos that cover accountability as well. Um, and I think, let me think. I wanted to put that to you as well,
Yeah.
Tim. We, for you guys who have probably subscribed from earlier, you might see that there's a change
Oh,
in
of
terms of the
course, of
channel. So
course.
you want to give a little breakdown, Tim?
Yeah, man. So we made the decision together that we thought it'd be better to really tap into this lane of our love for music, but also still keep that organic conversation that we've had some feedback on that people have enjoyed. So we don't want to, what I'm saying, lose that from the podcast. And we ended up doing a rebrand. So for everyone who's OG subscribers and everything, it's no longer My Mindset Podcast. It's the Sound Mindset Podcast.
Yeah.
So obviously we tapped into the music tech and obviously giving you the updates, but also, man, we want to make sure you're moving with a sound mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want to come away with information that leaves you with a sound mind, leaves you with the right approach, like we just said in the beginning, man, how to navigate with a mindset for success. So we appreciate for everyone sticking with us to this point, and now we're just gonna be moving forward with a fresh look and a fresh taste, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's something that we needed to do because it just makes sense. Like, it just makes sense of what we're doing.
100%, 100%. And well put, man. Well put, because sometimes it can be there could be resistance when it comes to when you're working as part of a team. There might be resistance for different reasons.
Yeah.
In terms of changing, a big change like the rebrand. But we're both fully on board, and we both felt we were both in harmony in terms of what we wanted to do. And we're both very happy, and I hope that it will resonate with the audience. But before we move into the meat of the episode, I just wanted to just kind of touch on giving you an idea. I mentioned it already. This episode, I would hope that we can just focus on the output.com co-producer.
Yeah.
Okay, I've mentioned it at the top there because I've spent some time testing it, and it can definitely be a great asset for anyone who's actually in the actual process of music production, or if you're looking to get into it. This here, it makes creating music a lot more painless.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And by exposing the tools to you, you can then tap in, try it out. We'll have a link in the description where you can download and try this thing out completely free of charge for I think it's 7 days or 60 days. I can't remember.
They're doing like a 60-day trial or something, because I've never used it either.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And I'm sure that if you do try it out, you're very likely to probably want to tap into it and invest in it, because what it does, which will show you, it makes a lot of sense, and it will speed up the process of the production. But before we move into that, I just wanted to give a big shout out to some of the channel sponsors right now. Waves.com. Thank you.
Shout out to Waves, man.
What we're going. Shout out to Waves every time. Output.com. Thank you for your continued support. And we've got a brand new sponsor as well. One Audio. They've sent us some bits which they manufacture primarily high-end headphones, and they've sent some DJ headphones, wireless headphones, which I'm going to be testing out. So watch. There'll be a link in the description once they're launched. This
they're not launched
product
yet,
will be
are they?
launched next week. Say again, bro.
They're not launched yet, are they? You said they're launched.
They're not launched yet. They're not launched, but we got you know how we do, man. We get the pre-released. we get the pre-released. You know,
Trust
so
me,
yeah,
you got
so testing that out, and then
Definitely.
we're doing a review video on that next in our next upcoming content. But yeah, so it's important to kind of cover those
100%, because these are the main drivers of the industry, especially with this AI stuff right now. So I think it's definitely,
100%.
If you're not tapped into what these big companies are doing and you're a musician, singer, producer, creator, then you are missing out. So yeah, man, what do we have for the software spotlight for this week, man? I want to tap into what's dropped just recently.
News, man. Waves just sent us the brand new plugin that they just dropped. We had that for about a week or so, a couple of weeks, I think, and testing that, and that is the Waves Curves AQ. I'll put up a link anyway, and yeah, testing that, and it's another addition to the Waves family, and yeah, man, that one, these guys, they just keep to be pushing the boundaries. What we're gonna do is next video, we'll do a demo on that, and give you more insight, because that's it. It's these things are hot off. We get these things early, right? So we get to test them, and then we can give you the feedback, the public, of course, as to our impressions, and maybe whether we think it might be something of use to you. Or not,
and as this stuff's new to me as well, because I haven't used this stuff yet, so looking forward to tapping into that.
Okay, so what we'll do now is let's dive straight into showing you how this output.com co-producer works. I'm going to demonstrate first of all by putting down a bass line over the top of a drum pattern which I've got right here. It's got this drum loop, as you can see in Logic. Let me grab the bass. While I get this set up, Tim, I'm conscious of the fact that not everyone who's tuned into the channel is necessarily a producer or a musician per se. So, kind of, how do you think this will what we're doing here can still be relevant? Because it's still part of the creative process, but, it's important to keep everyone, engaged in what we're.
You know what it is? I think what we're doing here, in essence, is we're talking about the adoption of AI technology into your craft and your skill, your business, whatever you're doing. And rather than shying away from it, I think that, yes, you can have your subjective opinions on what you think AI is or why it's right and why it's wrong. But I think that in any industry that you're in, if you can learn to find a way to take advantage of the tool, like we're here taking advantage of and making the most of this new co-producer. Well, did you say that it's out? It's out or not yet?
It's out. Yeah, it's out now. It's out.
Yeah, now. This one's So like, making the most of it, because it could be anything. It could be, because we talked about that art generation, and I won't go on too long, but include it in your business, include it in the industry that you're in, and we're just able to help you to see that this is the approach we want to take, and this is the mindset we're taking, and we're going to use this. And you're going to see Dr. Duce playing live. A live musician, if anyone, he has the most reason to be against this type of technology, right? Because we're both musicians, but yet we're here making the most of it. So I would encourage you to consider, have a different approach, or consider a different approach, and use it to benefit you. Yeah.
That's a great point. I'm just going to add one more thing to because you sparked an idea. Some of you guys might not be musicians. As Tim said, I'm a musician. We're musicians, and we're recognizing these tools could in some way seem to eliminate the need for musicians. So why are we using it? Well, because it's there to be used. If you're a writer, for example, ChatGPT made a lot of writers redundant. But if you're a writer, use ChatGPT for to make something happen for you. It doesn't mean because ChatGPT and DeepSeek and all of that is out, it means that's the end of writing. No. it's the beginning of something else. So now you have to figure out how can I use this to move things forward for me, just like Tim
That's
said.
it. How does it work for me? How does it make money for me? How does it make me better? How does it make my music better? How does it make my art better? How does it make my writing better? Because doesn't have to replace you. It can assist you though.
This is the drum loop right here. I'll play a few bars of that, and then I'll just put down a bass idea, and then we'll build everything else on top. Right, so that's the basic idea. We're running at 149 BPM, but we're actually playing at half time, okay? And yeah, let me just put down a bass line idea. Let me see. Yeah, we've got sound. All right, let's get something down. Okay, so we've got the bass line down and we've got our drum loop right there. This is important. You need to insert it on the master bus, the stereo bus just here. So if we click just here, come down to audio units and you go to output, Co-Producer. And this is what the interface looks like. Really, really simple. It's important, or it's useful to have some sort of music theory knowledge, because by understanding what key to set here, it's going to make the world of difference. I mean, you can do it by trial and error, but if you have an understanding of what key you're playing in or what key the production should be in, then it's going to help. But let me just walk you through the different sections. This right here is the capture section. When we click that, we're going to capture the production so far. So we've got, was that 16 bars of music? We're going to capture about 8 bars of that. We're going to set the key, and in this section just here is where we type the type of instruments or the type of samples that we're looking for. So let's start off just here, and I believe this production here is in A flat minor. So we're going to click minor, and then we're going to set this to A flat. Where are we? A flat minor. All right. And I know that because, of course, I played the bass line down. And now what we want to do is want to click capture your audio. Click that button right there. And at the bottom, you can choose 4 bars or 8 bars. Let's go for 8 bars for now. And now we're just going to play back. Cool.
Nice.
And that has been captured. All right. So now if we were to click this and we play back, you'd hear the production playing back. All right.
Okay.
So the next step is really, really simple. We're going to start off by deciding what type of instruments or sounds might work with our production. We've got a drum beat already. We've got a bass line. So we don't want to necessarily go for any of those same instruments. Maybe I was thinking maybe some guitars. Let's see what we can find in terms of guitars. Yeah. So the first thing you do, you type in the instrument, guitar. Then you type the vibe that you want. So I want a laid back vibe. Laid back. And let's put a space there. And then the genre. So I'm going to say...
like an R&B or something?
R&B.
Yeah.
Let's put soul, R&B. Yeah. And then all we do now is we click find samples. And it's going to go off. It's going to search the output arcade database to see what it comes up with. So right here, it tells us that we can use up and down arrows to kind of scroll through each of the samples that is found. Okay. So it's come up with a selection. Let's have a quick listen to some of these and see what we've got. So we're going to hit play within Logic or whatever DAW you're using. And then we're going to start playing here and everything will sync up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds, Yeah, that already is sounding good.
Yeah,
so that first one. Oh, yeah.
I like some of what the first ones was doing.
Yeah. Let's rather than drawing this out too much, let's say it was the first one, right? Let's grab that, drag and drop onto a brand new audio track, like so. Boom, it's in. And now we just got to adjust the level because it's going to come in a little bit hot. So let's play that back. Nice bit of pick guitar there.
Yeah.
Use the key command R just to repeat that a few times, and that will spread out. I'm just going to bring in this other one. I think it was the second one. I think it was the third. No, I think it was this one here.
That one maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're just going to drag that in as well, so we can have this playing at given intervals, maybe around here, and that's how you start to build the foundation of the overall group.
So one thing that I noticed is that it already kind of changes the tempo and everything is set for you to match everything already. So all you're doing is dragging and dropping. No need for stretching. No need for like flex pitch or nothing like that. And everything is just set, drag and drop.
Absolutely.
It's
and that's
clean.
The beauty of it. It's so quick. Now the tempo we're running at is 149 BPM. Of course, we're playing at, that's kind of double time. We're playing at half time really, which is 74.5 a BPM. But it's doing all the work, and it's clean. As you said, the samples, even if they have been time stretched in any way, they're coming through nice and clean and transparent. All right. So let's go back here. Besides guitars, what else should we drop?
Maybe a piano or vocal or something like that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's just do some keys. Let's do some keys.
Keys, yeah.
So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click clear, and this here is an important bit as well. Because we've got the guitars already in, we want to recapture the audio because we're building a picture, okay? We're building up a picture, and the more information we put into Co-Producer, the more idea it has as to the sound we're developing. So then it can have a better idea as to what to present to us when we do our search, yeah?
That's crazy.
So once again, I'm just going to go for 8 bars as well because, that way we can capture this thing here. So I'm going to do an 8-bar capture. So
you have to delete it there. Okay.
Delete, that's it. And then we go capture 8 bars and then we play back. Okay, we're in business now. I'm going to put piano, electric piano. I'm going to put soul. I'm going to put R&B.
I think it's important to point out that you definitely have to do some filtering through because it's picking up from what the large library of all the sounds they've already got and trying to make it like a puzzle to what you've now created. So it's definitely going to take a couple of goes, but if you definitely can find some good stuff. And
exactly as you said, there's just so much content to choose from. So don't just kind of give up. Like you hear it, it sounds a bit trash. You're like, no, that's it. The whole thing's rubbish. No, it's sometimes you just put the wrong prompt in, and that's all it is. Like if you refine your prompt, then you're gonna get the better result.
Right.
I'm gonna put laid back as well, and let's see what we get this time. And okay, so we got something different. Okay, that's. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we can use
nice.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. let's drop that one in and then kind of cycle through. And we're not going to stay too long on this. I just want to add some vocals afterwards. I mean, this is just kind of an overview as to what is going on. And incidentally as well, for the audience, I should say, while I'm wearing these headphones, my earbuds, they cut out. So I needed some headphones, and it'd be a great opportunity to showcase these headphones, which were sent to me by One Audio.
Shout out to One Audio, man.
Shout out to One Audio. These are the Studio Max 1 headphones. Absolutely fantastic. Doing those DJ videos and the DJ sets, and I'm using these in there. And honestly, man, they're absolutely brilliant. And I'm looking forward to getting a set for you as well, Tim. You watch your space, man. A nice set coming your way soon, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
Man.
All right, we're going to drop some vocals. What do you reckon?
See if we could find like a nice, smooth vocal. Yeah. Are you going to go for like a main vocal, or are you thinking like maybe some ad-lib stuff? Or
let's do some backgrounds. Let's do some background. Cool. All right, cool. So I'm going to delete that. And once again, we're going to capture once again and that.
You're capturing the new progression so that it can come up with a new batch of samples.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then hopefully whatever melody the BVs are doing will fit better now that there are some chords, some piano chords down, So we shall see. Okay, 8 bars again, and let's go. That's sounding that's so good, man. Yeah. I think we might have to make what we should do, Tim.
Drop this tune.
Let's drop this tune, man. We've got to do something with this. Yeah. You guys watch your space. Yeah, we're gonna come back with something.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? All right, cool. So let's go in here and vocals and background vocals. All right, cool. Oh yeah, R&B, soulful, and laid back. Cool. Actually, I want female vocals.
Oh yeah.
I want female vocals. Yeah. Let's
just narrow it down, innit?
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Let's go again. Okay, cool. So. Let's see. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? I just don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in. It's just a little phrase, but yeah, it can work because you can put a nice little bit of delay on there. Let's put a stereo delay on that. And then
I think as well, one thing that's important to note out is sometimes as you're filtering through some of the samples from the output co-producer, if you want something completely different to what you're listening to, you want to check that the packs is not the same too, because obviously where we've got the same pack, you're going to get similar sounds to what is in the pack.
Exactly.
So obviously if we wanted something completely different, we wasn't feeling those, then we'll scroll down until we see a different type of pack. You get completely different sound, innit?
And that's exactly right here. So you see it says Soulful Vox here. That's the pack right there. So all of these are from the same pack. And as soon as we went to there, this one here, it was a different voice, different style. We're back to Soulful Vox here. So let's go down. Let's see if we can find something different. Refined vocal. Let's see what that sounds like.
I got you.
Yeah, I want it a bit more laid back than that. Let's see if there's because these are all from Hooked. These are all Hooked vocals. Let's see what this is saying.
I can be yours.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time to kind of. I mean, this is not an exact science in terms of there's no guarantee that we're gonna hear what we want to hear straight away. There's just too much content, and it's all subjective. One of the samples I played earlier, a listener might have thought, "Oh, that's really good." They'd use that, but it doesn't mean that that's what I want or we want in the track. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So the idea right here is to kind of just give you a general idea how to use it. Anyway, I'm gonna just run with this for now, and let's have a listen to what we've got, because we're not here to build a whole song. Now, over the top of that, you could be laying down your actual main vocal.
Yeah.
You know, this is just the supporting stuff. That is essentially what it is. I go a little bit deeper. I've actually done a video that I just dropped at the weekend there, which kind of goes a little bit more deeply into Co-Producer. So if you want to have a more of a slightly deeper dive, I'm going to do more on this anyway. But if you want to have a slightly more deeper dive into it, then certainly check out that video. There'll be a link in the description where it's a dedicated video for Co-Producer.
Nice.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about this is that even if you're someone, like obviously you played the bass line in the beginning, even if you're someone who wants to, you know, you might be using a platform like Splice and taking one of those samples and trying to match it with Output's library, and you can probably get some real nice combinations with that. I definitely know that it's something I'll be using, definitely.
Oh, without question. I've been in touch with them, and they're really excited, Output, and they're really excited about this one. The interest that's been shown in this has really been positive, and it just makes, because Arcade is fantastic. I've been using it for, well, we both have used it. I've been using it for a good little while.
Yeah.
But with this now, I don't see how. I mean, I'm still going to use Arcade, but this gets you there so much more quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm pretty impressed with that, Tim. I mean, what's your thinking?
Definitely. I think that when it comes to producing, one of the things, I mean, the producers know, and even the singers, like, you know, people who are not as musically educated, or, you know what I mean, you don't know a lot about keys or about creating melodies to use. I think this just opens another door. It's crazy because all this AI technology and all of these new software that they're dropping makes it even easier for you as a singer, as a producer, as a musician to make your own music. Musicians have no excuse, right? You matching these sounds, composing a piece now that you can actually, a full song that you can create sections. And what's crazy, I was thinking as well, if you're, let's say, like musician, for example, one of the things that, you know, we like to do as musicians is have different sections in the song. So creating the intro to, or creating a bridge, creating a breakdown. That's where you come in, use the Co-Producer, record that section so that you can find those new samples that might complement that. And you can, and the fact that you got access to Output's complete library is insane, bro. Like, was it Hooked? You got the ambient, some of the ambient ones, like, yeah. It's a winning situation, man.
It's a winning situation. And you know, we a few weeks ago we covered Suno, as we said, Suno and Udio, which is fantastic what that does. But the level of control you have as the producer, as the person deciding on what you want to keep or what you don't want, how much of it, you know, the length, with those other fully AI generated tracks, the AI builds the whole thing.
Yeah.
With this, you're still building the track, even though you're not playing the instruments. You're still building the production. Yeah.
You have more control, and that's what allows it to be more unique as well. I think it also helps with, I mean, obviously as a producer, you're gonna run into situations where if you're using samples to a degree, you might get a similar sounding song someone drops and whatever. But I think if you created your own composition and you're matching it to your own composition, it makes it even more. It makes it easier to differentiate the sample from what it originally sounds like, because it might be a different key, and then and people as well, don't be afraid or don't be shy to chop up the sample version that they've already given you. Still play with it, still do more with it. You know what I mean?
Totally. And I think that's one of the key things as well, which I'll be making a separate video on to drop on the MTTC channel to show you how you can actually use the Arcade sampler to then chop and screw some of these samples that you would have brought in from Co-Producer. You know, there's just so much scope.
I'm involved.
But you know what I mean? It's just a lot, man. But I can definitely say for myself, I'll definitely be employing this one going forward.
Yeah, without a doubt, definitely, man. Shout out to Output for that, man. Love that.
Yeah,
love
man.
the new tools that they're dropping, and just gonna continue to add it to the library, add it to the inventory to make better songs, man. You know what I'm saying? And we might, like we said, we might do something with the one that we just had there, that we just did.
Yeah.
And
that would be so sick, you know, come back with it, you know, imagine we drop it in another episode. Yeah,
we might even, I mean, it will even be sick. Maybe even one day we might even make our own intro, outro song, man. We could even get to that level. We could even do something like that. That would be crazy.
Why not?
Why not, man? Why not? But yeah, man, we appreciate you lot for tapping in.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Output, man. Love what the new technology and AI, man. If you're not using it, then boy, you're missing out, man. That's the reality, you know what I'm saying? So tap in, but we appreciate you, man. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, man. Love.
Till next time.